Hey everybody, this is Grant, also known as Seriously Nick, and this is a little breakdown on a handheld radio that has gone from a viable handy-talkie to not so much. Come on inside, let's talk about this. Thanks.
I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
Okay, I'm back. You may remember that I had the unfortunate paraffin wax spilled all over a couple ham radios incident a couple weeks ago, and it really struck me as excuse me, that there's a number of handheld radios that I have absolutely no reason or no understanding why I purchased them, except for like, oh wow, I gotta have that. What they do, what they're capable of, what they're not capable of. So we're gonna go over one that is for my own good and safety, and I'm hoping that you'll be wise to it. Your own is going from a RX-TX or TX-RX to just a straight RX only handheld device. Let me turn this thing around and we'll get to that device. Okay, this little puppy here, despite its misleading name, is an Abbree device, and it is the AR-869. And I believe the reason that I got it is that it had like a whole bunch of bands that you could mess around and play with, including GPS and airband. I believe that's the primary drivers of that. After the unfortunate paraffin wax failure of 2022, I started kind of putting my eyeballs on some of my insane array of handheld radios. Sorry, I inhaled water a second ago, and it's, body's not meant for that. So it caused me to start looking at these things. So I've already popped the battery off the back. It's just kind of sitting here loose, and I wanted to flip this little sucker over, and hopefully it will kind of highlight some of the issues here. Let's see if I can get down on it. It says it is good for 138 to 174 megahertz, 220 to 260 megahertz, 350 to 390 megahertz, 400 to 520 megahertz, airband. Okay, and it, everything broadcasts on 1,000,000 watts or 10 watts of power. But the biggest thing is that it, like I said, was that it's a GPS capable and airband. A couple of things in that sticker right there that ought to give you pause before you buy this radio. Number one, there is no certification stamp from the FCC stating that it is in compliance. So this is an uncompliant ham radio. The second thing that you should notice immediately is that 350 to 390 megahertz broadcast. That's a big old fat no-no. Okay, you can see there that it says the airband is listen only, so you can deduce that you could theoretically broadcast in any of the four bands. So it'd be the 2 meter, 220, 440, and the 35 megahertz or hertz, whatever bandwidth. Well, 350 to 390 is not a ham band. It's illegal in the United States to transmit on those. That's number one, or that's number like 57,000. The game is over right there. Then I took it over to a Elmer that I know, and we ran this through some tests, and through an SWR meter and a spectrum analyzer. I think it was one of the Nano VAs. I think we probably used mine, as a matter of fact, first time it was ever used. And I retained absolutely none of that. However, what I determined, and with his help, is that number one, you're not supposed to be transmitting. None of these bands are tight enough to be inside the actual bandwidth inside the United States. So you could be possibly illegally transmitting outside of a band set aside for ham use. Okay, I believe that the all four of the bands are marginally in error. But if that was just the case, you just program the ones that you could legally broadcast from. What we did is we tested it, and on the 2 meter band, it has got second, third, and I would argue even a fourth harmonic that is equal to the output on the primary band that you transmit from. So if you multiply the, say, 14652, whatever the 2 meter calling frequency, and mash the old make the lightning flow button there, push to talk, it's going to be broadcasting a second harmonic 2 times that right in the middle of the 220 band simultaneously. No, actually it's not. It's going to be up closer to the 350. So whatever 146.520 times 2, it puts it up in between the 220 and this illegal 350 band. The third harmonic is in the 440 band. All of that is illegal. The fourth harmonic is 4 times that, and it is questionably also a harmonic there. So what I'm getting at here is, number one, this thing is completely unregulated. It is not allowed for transmission in the United States simply because it doesn't have that stamp, and it's got harmonics issues like you would not believe. I'm asking you to use some common sense here and be wise. As I think in the Bible it says, be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. Well, you need to be wise as a serpent here, and your purchase and usage of this radio. And it's got some really cool features. Like the USB-C charging of the battery. I'm not a big fan of the battery being on the belt clip, but it is easy to remove and replace. And it's got a really cool looking screen. The full color. Like I said, you can walk down the street and hit the right button, and the GPS comes up and it'll tell you where you're at and all that stuff. So there's other things that you could still do with this. This is kind of like the Wild West radio that everybody was complaining about the Baofangs being. This is every bit as dangerous as that. Now, I'm not a licensed ham operator. I do have a GMRS license, but oh, looky there, there's a couple of, this one must have got tagged with some wax there. So no blood, no foul there. So that's the crux of it. I would not buy this unless you were very well informed, that you were very aware, and were going to use it basically as a handheld SDR, and I'm not a very good one at that, as far as waterfalls and all that stuff, the different presentations. But listening, hey, you're there. You've got all kinds of listening happy to indulge in. But this thing will get you. I promise you, it's going to get somebody knocking on your front door with a not happy face on. So, thanks for your time. AR-869. Pay attention to the frequencies. This thing, no stamp. Just be careful. Thanks. Have a great day. Hey, do me a favor. If you think about it, hit the like button. Maybe even hit the subscribe. And I'll endeavor to start putting out some more intuitive or instructive videos as I go. Thanks. You guys have a great day.